What's up, guys? It's your girl Diana. You know, you're here shaking the culture with the one and only Diana. And I'm here with
DC Rock, CEO of Streetwear brand Trapcessful, a radio personality. I also do event curating and a couple other things, man.
No, he
It's
really
all
does
good.
it all. Does it all.
See, had a dollar and a dream, nigga moved to Atlanta. Been grinding all my life, trying to sit up in that phantom. Came from the mud, now I'm so clean. And all I see from the stage is these lighters and phone screens.
That's crazy how we came about, though. Shout out to Brand New Flicks, because he's the one who put me on with you.
Oh yeah, facts.
yeah.
The thing about him, we just been networking on social media. Like I haven't met him in person yet,
Really?
but we do like hard networking on social media. Like he'll plug me in, I'll plug him in.
That's
But we haven't met in person
crazy.
yet.
I feel like you have that social media person that you've
Yeah.
never met in person, but they be like really connecting you with the
Yeah.
whole world and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hopefully at the event you guys meet.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
then,
he better be
hopefully.
there. If he doesn't, I'm like, yo, I thought we had this bond. All right. So tell us a little bit about. Dang, I don't even know where to start because you have a clothing brand, you have a radio station, you're CEO of everything. How did that come about? How did the radio station come about first and
Yeah,
foremost?
I start with the radio station because that's basically how I got put into the industry. Basically after a year of college, I went to college at Florida Memorial in Miami Gardens. After a year, I ended up dropping out. I pretty much didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years. My uncle Rich he was living in Florida at the time. He said he moved into Atlanta. So then he called me again to tell me he want to start an internet radio station. And I was like, yes. I was like,
Do
yes.
it.
About time I got an idea of how I'm about to start my career, hopefully. And we ended up starting it. It was in a room in his barbershop. How Do You Need Radio? I came up with the name How Do You Need Radio, but it was in a room in his barbershop. We started on I don't know if y'all remember Ustream.
No, I was watching that in your other video. I was
Yeah.
like, what is that?
Ustream was like a video social media networking thing. So
Okay.
we used that for a while. So after a couple months or so, we ended up getting our own app, and then we just remained consistent. Had to move a couple different buildings just to upgrade, but other than that, we just remained consistent, supporting independent artists, doing events, supporting upcoming entrepreneurs, and just also giving future radio personalities a platform for them to come and do their own show before they either go to the FM or go somewhere else big, like 94.5 Fly Guy DC.
Yeah.
He was with us
Oh, wow. I didn't know
before
that.
he went to 94.5.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
So yeah, we just
Yeah.
remain consistent, and that's how I got my foot in the door to do other things.
Yeah. So, have you ever just like thought about going to a higher level of the radio station, or have I? you
I
probably
did
got
before.
offered. Yeah.
I did before, but it was just to be petty to my uncle because
I'm
we was in a
dead.
disagreement. So I was like, "Forget you! Like I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go to a different radio station. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go upgrade."
Yeah.
But I thought about it before. But I'm a person that kind of like to do things on my own, and sometimes on my own time, and just have just free to do whatever. And How Do You Need Radio, just because I started it and it's like internet based, it's free. You could do your own thing.
Yeah.
It's not too many rules. We want you to take it serious and have some structure, but it's not too many rules. You could do your own thing. You could have events elsewhere. You could just branch out and do what you want and still come back and do your show on whatever day or how many days you do your show. So I thought about it, but then eventually I come back and still
never mind.
be at How Do You Need Radio. So
Yeah. So with that being said, you do have the afternoon trap.
the Afternoon Trap.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
So on How Do You Need Radio, at first I had a show called Dope Dreams. That was my first show. Then me and my partner, that was a clothing brand too. Me and the partner at the time, we had disagreements. Things happened. I end up just letting him keep Dope Dreams. He could keep it. It's his clothing brand. And then I did For the Culture radio show. That's when I start curating events. I start doing events called For the Culture. I had independent artists come out. I had independent clothing brands, vendor, and also had models come out and do photo shoots at the event, like in their clothing brands. And I started doing events called For the Culture. Did events called Network and Chill. And then so that went on For the Culture Radio. And then one of the artists I was like kind of managing, he was doing the show with me, but then we had a disagreement. We had some disagreements. So I ended up just not wanting to do it no more. I was like, whatever. I'm going to just do something that's strictly mine and mine's only. So then that's when I came up with Trapcessful. It was a word that my people use in Gwinnett and stuff. They used it before they went out and they put on their jewelry and counted their money. They was like, I'm being real Trapcessful today. And so I took the word and made it a business. And then the Afternoon Trap show came along with the brand. We did our show in the afternoon and trap and we just like the Afternoon Trap, it just came along with the brand. So
so the people that are in the Afternoon Trap, how did you guys create a bond?
Oh man,
shout outs to them though. I love them. They're balance each other out so much. And it's so funny because you'll be getting arguments, but not some serious arguments like, no, he's better, bro. What you mean? Where you get those shoes from? Like, it's so funny. I love you guys.
Can't agree with each other on the show, man. It'll be funny. A boring show.
Yeah, that's funny.
So we have our disagreements, debates.
Yeah.
But we like real friends at the end of the day. Me and Juice is like, there was a time like we was doing promotion before we started Afternoon Trap. Me and Juice was doing promotion, clubbing together and stuff like that, doing events together. There was a time like people thought we were real brothers, and you won't see him without me. And everybody, if you know me, you know him. And so me and him we just loyal and bonded like that from basically day one. Me and him. Actually, the weird story about me and him is that, all right, I was managing an artist, he was managing an artist.
Okay.
But those artists was on the same team. So, like at a party, me and him end up meeting. At a party, like one of them threw, me and him end up meeting. We didn't get real cool, but we supported each other. So after I had a disagreement with my artist, and he had a disagreement with his artist.
Yeah.
So we came together, had a conversation about it, and that's when me and him started like the best friends, like loyal, and you won't see him without me relationship. Yeah. So, and then my other partner, Vade, he an artist too, so he did a lot of events. He performed at a lot of my shows. He performed at fashion shows and stuff, and he got a cool bun. And he kept coming around and just joining the show. And we was like, we officially should just make you a part of the show. So that's how they came about. And then the other girls, AK and Deja, is really just us being out and being cool with them and inviting them to the show one day. And then they never wanted to leave. They wanted to keep coming back. So, and we just all really got a cool bond. Yeah.
So when did you decide to start promoting and being like hosting events and stuff like that?
I started I was doing events like showcases with For the Culture. I would say maybe 2016, 2007, or somewhere around there. 2016, 2017, I was doing events, artist showcases, and just meeting a lot of artists. And then I bring them onto the show to do interviews, and I give away gifts and stuff like that. And then that kind of got like working with a lot of artists, sometimes it just became a headache. It just became a headache. Managing artists became a headache. So after a while, I took a break, and then I always knew party promoters. So I end up linking up with one of my friends, and we started just throwing parties at this club called Cloud9. Actually, me and Juice did. We started throwing parties at this club called Cloud9, and we just did that consistently. And as far as party promoting, that's when I kind of got my foot in the door. We ended up doing parties in the city, Vision Lounge, Sephora Lounge, and then I would say just last year I really kind of put a hold on it to focus on my clothing brand.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So when did you decide to start your clothing brand?
Trapcessful, I would say like towards the end of 2019 I had the idea, and I started making shirts. I started making shirts, and I just started wearing it around town, and people just wanted to know what it was, and people wanted to get shirts or whatever. And I didn't really take it serious as a clothing brand, but I just started wearing shirts just to see how people gonna gravitate to it. And I would say maybe like mid 2020, I was like, all right, I got something. I got a real clothing brand. Let me start putting together outfits and things like that. And I'm really just trying to focus and see how I can take it to the next level. I'm really trying to make it the best streetwear brand and coming out of Atlanta.
Okay. What would you say your stuff, like, I know it's street brand, but what would you change in the streetwear industry?
Shout out to everybody that's doing that's in the streetwear brand, but I think I want this streetwear brand. I know I want the streetwear brand to represent what's going on in Atlanta.
Okay.
To represent the young people just becoming entrepreneurs and making it out they struggle, whatever struggle they had, whether they parents didn't support or whether they had to come out the hood or whatever the case. I think streetwear brands now, I think a lot of streetwear brands really don't have no meaning behind it.
Okay.
I think that they just come up with something and
throw it out there.
And yeah.
I mean, like, hope you guys get a check.
Yeah, I just think they come up with something, they just throw it out there, and they got like people that wear it, and it just become a thing, I guess. But I don't think there's nothing like representing Atlanta and the black people or people overall, young entrepreneurs or young people chasing their dream. I don't think there's a brand just representing that, especially like in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's true. So what is the meaning behind Trapcessful?
I know people think the word trap is like, or people say, or whatever the case, the word trap is like a drug thing. You'll sell drugs and you're a drug dealer or whatever. But for me, I think the word trap is like a struggle that you're in. You're in the box of being in the hood or feeling like you can't chase your dream because your parents not supporting, or your parents is like, go be a doctor or go be a lawyer. So you in that box. You don't really want to do that, but that's all they telling you. You're in the box, so you stuck in a trap. And then the successful part comes from you making it out that box. Forget what your parents said. Forget what anybody said. Forget what's going on in the hood. Like, you coming out that box to start the process of overcoming that struggle. So that's what the brand represents. It's overcoming the struggle.
Okay. I don't know if a lot of people know, but you do have a baby boy. He's growing. But you do have a son.
Yeah, he just started first grade.
Yeah. How was that? Like, how is being a father and you doing all these entrepreneur stuff? How do you balance all that?
See, I'm not gonna lie. Before my son was born, when she was pregnant with my son, I was in the process of like saying, forget all this. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna go get a real job. This, and that. So I was in the process of doing that because that's what is in my ear. Like that's what you're gonna have to get a real job. You're gonna have to do this. It's gonna be hard. This, and that. So I was in the process of doing that. That's when my break kind of for everything just stopped. Like I wasn't doing radio shows. I wasn't doing events. And then when he came, it was just like, all right, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just having a job because love my mom, love my grandparents, everybody, but at the end of the day, far as like business wise, there was nothing left behind for the next person. It wasn't nothing. It's nothing left behind for the next person to take over. Yeah. So, I would say it was bigger than that. When he finally came, it all kind of clicked to me to break that generation curse of, all right, I got to do something that's ours, no matter what. I got to do something that's ours. Yeah. And he may grow up and not even want to be a clothing designer or do events. He might want to play sports. He might want to be a doctor. Yeah. But for me, I'm like, I just want to leave something behind because no matter what, I want him to say, I want him to know he has this. Yeah, he's straight. This is my dad's. He has this. And nobody could tell him otherwise. Yeah. So I want to break the generation curse. I want to break it. So my son made things more clearer for me. And it's a challenge. I'm not going to say it's not a challenge, but at the end of the day, I just believe if you're going to do it, you're going to do it regardless if you have a kid or not. You're just going to do it.
That's true. So how are you shaking the culture with your radio station, your streetwear, with your party promoting? Because Atlanta's the nightlife. That's what we know. So what are you bringing different into these different cultures and industry?
I think as far as like upcoming artists and independent artists, I think like we breaking the barrier of, I think we preparing artists to go to the next level of mainstream, of the Breakfast Club, of the Joe Buttons and the Funkmaster Flex and things like that. I think we're preparing the artists for that, for upcoming artists. That's why a lot of upcoming artists, they get big, but they came to us first. Like shows on our station interviewed Little Baby before he got big. Interviewed Gunna before he got big. Interviewed Little Reed and people that's coming out of Atlanta. Like we interview all them people before they got big. Yeah. So I take it as our station prepare artists because we interview people. So we prepare them, break all that shyness and nervousness before you get to the. Yeah, because Charlamagne and them gonna kill. Like they gonna break you down. So we preparing you for that moment of doing that, and we also preparing artists or that think they want to be artists if they really want to do this. Do you really want to do this? If you mad at us that we're telling you your song is bad, then
you're not ready for it at all.
And we try to say it in kind of a nice way on our station, but if you mad at us because we telling your song is bad, then like you might want to think twice. You might want to think twice of what you want to do. And far as like party promoting, Atlanta gonna just party from they partying now. It's afternoon, like they partying now. People on the way to party, and then there's nightclub parties, but then there's parties after the nightclub party. Yeah. So people don't go to sleep to 6 a.m. Yeah. And I don't get it. I can't be one of those. I ain't never go to the at nightclub after party.
Really?
Like
I've never done that either.
I can't be one of. I was like, nah, I gotta get like 6 a.m. People don't leave till 6 a.m.
Dude,
I'm
I ain't
like,
working out at that time. You
yeah, I'm like,
up.
and then like far as the clothing brand, I'm just trying to brand something for people feel comfortable wearing, whether they at the club or they chilling. Mm-hmm. But when they look at the word, they know what it represents. They know it's coming from a place like, all right, he is coming from whatever struggle you going through, I'm overcoming it, and I feel comfortable wearing this.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. So another thing I want to bring up, that I love how on your Instagram, let me get to your Instagram. You be really stirring the pot sometimes with all these questions and stuff like that you be asking, or be putting people on the spot, and I'm just like, what? Or like, not people on the spot, but you really are so open about whatever it is. Like, any question he has, they will ask you and be like, yo, and they really be so honest and brutal, and that's what I like, though. I'm just like, y'all are so real. If you have a question,
we talk about on the show, man, you gotta. That's why we invite different people on the show, because we gotta open our minds to different things, regardless if it's coming from work or chasing your dreams or relationships or whatever. You gotta open your mind to different things.
Yeah.
I think our last topic maybe was about what the baby was going through.
Yeah.
What the baby is going through.
Yeah.
And really all I gotta say is that, like, people are quick to call people homophobic, but I think it's just a lot of people just don't understand the LGBTQ community all the way, because coming up we wasn't like taught that. It wasn't that coming up for us, my generation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think it's more of an understanding thing, and I think if people have conversations with each other, it'll be more of a better understanding of what's going on, or how they feel and how this person feel, and not really being called names.
Yeah, no, definitely. Also, I mean, it's the baby, though. You know, the baby's not the type of person to shut up and go on and not say what he gotta say, though.
Yeah.
Like, the baby is really outspoken. He's not Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, he be fighting everybody and their mama. So it's just like, come on, now, it's the baby.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't say anything about him, because that's just how he felt. Like, I get it, he's offending people, but then again, it's just like, it's the baby. I mean, that's not an excuse, but but no, I agree,
and
though.
I just want to have open dialogue for people, whether I say it on the show or whether I say it on Instagram. I just want to have open dialogue, because I also learn from that too. I also learn from people comments and the way they think. I'll be like, oh, I didn't see that point. Yeah, you had a good point. I didn't see that point. So it's just open dialogue, and I try to get people to open more and teach more, get more knowledge.
Yeah. I don't think people know that, or if you do know, that you actually had a fashion show not so long ago. So what made you want to do a fashion show instead of you putting your stuff out there, like being a vendor at a location?
Yeah.
Or how did that fashion show come about?
I would say it might sound weird, but I'm not selfish enough. So I do my shows. I've done 4 fashion shows. I do my shows, even though I have a clothing brand, it's for everybody.
Okay.
I have 4 or 5 other clothing brands that's in the fashion show.
Okay.
And then I have the vendors and the models and stuff like that. And it's really to help everybody that's up and coming. I don't go out and get the best models. I get the models that's trying to be the best models, the up and coming models. But I also have a model that teaches them the walk and poses and stuff like that at the castings and practicing. So that's all. I've done like 4, and that's all my fashion shows mostly been about. Just everybody up and coming. Let's put together something dope. Let's put together a dope fashion show with models and clothing brands, vendors, and photographers, and also be having maybe 3 artists perform. So it just all come together.
Into one.
So far it's been, I mean, so far they've been successful. I learned something new every time. But
Yeah.
so far they've been, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You
they've been
been
dope. They've been
yeah.
dope.
Okay.
People like it.
Yeah. How much have you seen improvement from your first to now? Like, what have you improved, and how was your first experience for the first fashion show you've done?
First fashion show, I didn't know. I didn't know what I would. I just knew I wanted to try something new. I just knew I wanted to do something else.
Mhm.
So, first fashion show, I was like, all right, I set up the venue, got the date. My homegirl, she like one of those people that's a great model, so she knew how to do the poses and walks.
Mhm.
So I was like, I want to put you onto this event so you can help these models out. And I just really posted on Instagram like tag dope clothing brands, and
Mhm.
so then I hollered at them, gave them a little fee
Mhm.
to be in it, and but it was a lot because I think my first fashion show maybe had like 50 models casting.
Sheesh.
So I was like, ah, damn, I think I need more help. But my homegirl's like, no, we could do this. We got it. We could do it. So it was a headache, but we pulled it off. I learned that sometimes like you're not gonna perfect everything in the show. It's not gonna be perfected, but trying to execute it is probably like actually executing is the most important part. Executing it and doing it in a decent way, and then take from what you learn to your next time you do it.
Mhm.
So I learned that in the show. You're just not gonna. It's just like impossible to basically perfect everything.
Yeah.
So I wrote down what I'm learning. I wrote down what I need to do next time, and I did that for the second show, and I just kept doing it, and things got better. My last show I did, that was my first time doing it at a club. I did that at a club.
Mhm.
Usually when I do it, I bring families out.
Yeah.
Like everybody could come,
Yes.
families,
Yeah.
kids, everybody could come. But I linked up with my last show. I linked up with people that wanted to do it at a lounge, so that was dope too, though. That was dope.
New
That was a dope
experience.
experience. That was a dope experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I believe next go around, I'm gonna be selfish and just it's only gonna be my
I
clothing
mean,
brand.
it's gonna be your
Yeah,
fifth one, right?
yeah, it's gonna
So
be for my
yeah, I
clothing
feel like it's
brand.
only right to
Yeah, it's
you
gonna
know
be
it's
for
your
my
fifth
brand.
one. So you're definitely. I'm excited to see that. When do you plan on doing that one?
I'm thinking. I'm aiming for November. I'm
November?
aiming for November. I'm
Okay.
just trying to collect the new items that I want to have on inventory. So I'm aiming for November.
Okay.
November. I want to put together. I want to put together a real show, like a real show, like up there with the Rihannas and like I
Tryna
want
go
to put
big,
together
big.
I want to put together a show that's gonna tell the story of Trapcessful and just not the traditional fashion show of people walking back and forth.
Yeah.
I want to have a theme going. I want to have sets. I want to
Okay.
put together an actual show. I want people to come and be like, oh, he actually did like. It was a movie in there. It was like a real
he
show.
shook the culture with that one, huh?
Yeah, shaking the culture. Shaking the culture. So I'm working on doing that. I'm working on putting together a real show for people to
Come out and see.
gravitate to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That is so dope. All right, so if anybody would want to be a part of the Afternoon Trap, part of fashion show and stuff like that, where can they get at you?
You could DM me at DC Rock THAONE DC Rock the one. You could DM my Trapcessful page, Trapcessful TRAPCESSFUL. But if you're really interested in either one, just DM me and more than likely I'm gonna reply. When it comes to the Afternoon Trap page, you DM the page. I'm not the only person that be on that page, so somebody gonna reply or somebody gonna tell me, either way, is you're gonna get a reply somehow.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm gonna be doing the call outs for, especially for the clothing brand real soon, for photo shoots, the show, and things, a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay, so now I have a question, because the way I found out about you was on Brand New Flicks. He had went on live, and he said the question was, how long do you wait until you post your significant other? That's how I found out about you.
Yeah.
You went on live. And I was like, I don't agree with him. But I remember what you said, though, exactly. So to answer that question, how long do you wait until you post your significant
other online?
And for the single girls out there looking at you, are you single? I like how you
Let
think
me
about
answer
that
the
one.
first question first. The first question, I believe that I'm a person that posts a lot and just kind of like, I guess, whatever kind of popping on Instagram or whatever people want to take. At least the girls that I date tell me that. So they be wanting, like, when we make it official, they be wanting, like, they be wanting to be posted, at least on a story and stuff like that. So, but it had to be mutual.
Okay.
I would say after making it official, like if we dating in the talking stage, whatever, and it's like whatever, you ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that. But you make it official, yeah, like a story, or I'm not saying you have to post and make this long post like we love each other forever.
Yeah. Breaks up the next week, like shit.
But I'm saying like stories and stuff, like why not? Like why not? Stories only lasts like a day. Like why not just post?
A lot could happen in that day, though.
Every now and then just post.
Yeah.
But I would say when you make it official, I say it shouldn't be too longer after you make it official that there should be like some type of story post or at least a story post. At least a story post, like
you just put her shoe, her
like
hand,
some type of story post. And but I would say this. I would say that people that write posts about dissing they significant others and stuff like that, that's a big no for me.
Yeah,
That's a nah. I'm not with that. I'm not with.
I don't see no point of it. You were in love with them at one point. Now you want to diss them.
I would say, forever that would be like there should be no time you should do that
at all. No matter what the fuck they did, vice versa.
Yeah, I would say there should be no time that you should do that.
Definitely, I agree.
The second question is, nah, I'm not single. Yeah. No, I'm not single. If we gonna leave it at that, no, I'm not single.
And guys, that's a wrap. I like how we kept the juicy one at the end. It's cool.
No, I'm not single. No, I'm not single.
But yeah, catch her on the IG story though.
Right? Yeah, every now and then.
But also, how was the Kanye West concert?
Kanye,
our listening party.
Kanye genius. I went to the first and second one.
I saw that.
The first one's whatever. He came out. He didn't really do much, but Kanye know people go crazy for him no matter what he do.
Definitely. It's Kanye.
So people are still going crazy. It was still damn near sold out. The first one came out in all red, whatever. Second one, he still didn't drop the album. Second one, he come out, he actually put on a show. He bring a lot of people out on stage dressing all black, moving around, hyping the crowd up.
Yeah, I had some friends in that crowd. It's lit.
Yeah, and just he actually put on a show towards the end. He started floating in the air. And it was actually a dope show. Kanye genius. Kanye is one of them geniuses that we have to know now. We have to give him his props now.
Facts.
We have to give him his props now. He's just one of them genius. He in my top 5 favorite artists of all time.
What verse did you did was it a verse
We did a versus of Kanye versus Drake.
Yeah. I didn't tune in for that. So what you think?
Kanye versus Drake. I think because we only do 10 songs when we do that, but Kanye got them because Kanye just got bigger. He got them bigger. He got them bigger ones. I think if we lasted it longer, he might have would have been in trouble. But far as straight 10 hits, Kanye just got big ones. It's like the Gold Digger. Like people forget about them songs, like Gold Digger.
Yeah, that's
Good Life. Like them songs
Yep.
that just reach a whole nother level of Kanye songs. So
yeah.
but it still was a dope vibe. Drake kept up with him. Drake still got hits though. Drake still reached the pop market. As much as people say they didn't like Hotline Bling, it's still #1 song.
To me, was the dance. That's the only thing. It was just the dance that everybody
It still
did.
like a #1. It's
was
still
okay.
#1 charted song. It's still #1 song. It's Hotline Bling, and it's not your ordinary hip hop song, but it just is #1. So it's Drake still kept up with him, and Drake is still going. Ye is still going.
Yeah.
You see how they both in my top 5 favorite artists of all time.
Facts.
So,
yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree with that. So, you've only done 2 interviews before. Is it your second one, or how many other interviews have you done?
It's probably my third one.
Third one?
Probably my third one.
Okay. With that being said, what question do you wish people would ask you more?
Dang, that's a good question.
I love hearing that from my guests. Like, dang, that's a good question.
I would say, dang, I don't know. I would say, just because I'm in the fashion industry now, I would say, basically, why did I decide to be in the fashion industry? Because radio and like fashion is like two different markets. Why did I decide to be in the fashion industry? And the reason I want people to ask is because I don't get to talk about him much. Pharrell is the reason I decided to be in the fashion industry. Pharrell is one of the crazy thing is that when I was in middle school and I didn't have facial hair and stuff, people, girl told me that, yo, you look like Pharrell. So I was like, who is this guy? Pharrell, back then Pharrell didn't really come out like that, especially in the hip hop. But behind the scenes, production wise, if you look him up, he was doing hella hits already, production wise. But as far as like Front Street, you didn't really get to see him or know him like that. So I finally looked him up and I was like, oh, this is Pharrell. And from that day on, I done looked up who Pharrell is. I was like, oh, he's the reason why everybody's want to wear Bape. He's the reason why Billionaire Boys Club, he changed up the whole wearing bright colors. He changed up the whole like style for me. Like I went from dressing hood to just wearing yellow out of nowhere. Like I was wearing yellow. I was funny. Like I wanted to dress like Pharrell. I went from back then everybody was wearing baggy. I was like, Mom, no, I want the polo, or I don't want to dress like them no more. I don't want to wear Jabos. Yeah. I was like, I want to be like Pharrell. Pharrell's on his skateboard thing early. Definitely. So I wanted to be like Pharrell, and he's still my favorite fashion icon to this day.
Yeah,
he's
dope.
Fabulous is.
I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Fabulous though.
Fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Fabulous.
As simple as
Fabulous
that.
Instagram. You just go look at his Instagram. There's nothing more to say. Like he just put together a fit just well, like real well. And it don't always be like top fashion. he might have on a jersey, but the jersey just matches shorts, and he got on
He just
the
fine.
Jordans, and yeah. So yeah, Pharrell, Fabulous, and my mom.
Your
My
mom?
mom. Yeah, it's just she stopped me from. She told me I can't wear white tees ever.
Really?
Like, she didn't let me when the white tee thing was popping. No, she was like, "Nah, you're not just gonna wear a straight white tee to school."
Yeah.
Like, she was like, "Nah."
I forgot all about that, low-key.
She was like, "Nah, nah." And later on, I understood. She was like, I understood why. It's just like you don't want to dress like everybody else and things like that. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. When did you decide to actually start the fashion though? Since you, like you said in the beginning, you didn't know what you wanted to do. So when in your life were you like, I'm actually gonna pursue fashion, and this is what I like, and this is Trapcessful is gonna be this brand.
Even though like I was doing fashion shows, I wouldn't say I was pursuing fashion. I just knew how to put together events.
Okay.
So I would say really like now it's probably like I would say beginning of this year is like, all right, I really want to tap into the fashion market.
Okay.
It's no more just selling shirts, and I really want to tap in. I really want to find out like who could make the stuff I vision or I would wear or things like that. I really want to tap in and network into the fashion market and really be a fashion like designer. I really want people to. Yeah, he got one of the top streetwear brands in the world.
Yeah.
Even though it's coming out of Atlanta, I want to have the top streetwear brand in the world.
Well, I mean, like everybody says, Atlanta's like Black Hollywood. Eventually, is gonna be out there.
Yeah,
like everybody taps into Atlanta. I feel like for everything, the city's getting filled up. You need to stop coming here because the traffic. I can't with traffic. You know, we live in Gwinnett, so Gwinnett coming to the city, it's just like, bro. Especially I know after your show, you be hitting traffic.
Yeah, traffic. Traffic is
the worst.
Traffic is the worst. Like my show start at 3, but I leave my house at 1. And I'd rather be there early than to deal with the traffic. I'd rather just get there early.
Yeah.
I'd be there early and just sit around and chill. But I'd rather be there early and deal with the traffic. And then my show end at 6, so I still just wait like 6:30, maybe 7 to leave to go back to Gwinnett.
Yeah, because Gwinnett's not that far. So when people ask, are you born in Atlanta or Gwinnett?
Gwinnett.
Do you claim Atlanta when people ask you where are you from?
It depends where they from.
What you mean?
If they like an out of towner or something, I'm like, yeah, I'm from Atlanta, but I live. I'm on the north of Atlanta. I say that. But if a person like that know what's actually going on in Atlanta, like person from the east side asks me, then I tell them, yeah, I'm from Gwinnett. I was born on the north, and it just depends because I don't feel like really explaining that to an out of towner.
It's just like
it's not. It's close to Atlanta, but it's not really in Atlanta. But they don't say it's Atlanta. Oh, why they don't say it's Atlanta? This and it's because it's on the north. But if you go this way, that's really Atlanta.
You know what I say nowadays?
I'm about to explain all that to you.
I really just say it's for where the Migos are from. That's literally what I say nowadays. I'm like, it's where the Migos are from. They're like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, let's just not explain all that. I'm where Migos neighbors right there. Yeah. Wait, so what school did you go to? We talked about this before.
I went to Burma for 2 years. I went to Burma for 2 years. Then I ended up moving to the east side. I ended up moving to the east side, and I went to MLK for like a year, and then I moved. I moved to the north. But not Gwinnett. I was in Alpharetta. I went to Alpharetta High my last year.
Oh, okay.
I went to Alpharetta High my last year of school, and yeah, that was.
That's really it.
That was it. But yeah.
That's cool.
But I love Gwinnett forever. Unless I end up moving to the city, which I probably never do because of the traffic. I'm more than likely gonna stay in Gwinnett.
Dude, fuck the traffic. The break-ins, the cars, no tires.
Buckhead got. Oh man, I don't even know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Atlanta, the city, Buckhead is like really dangerous now. Like it's insane.
Welcome
like
to Atlanta, yeah.
it's insane now. I was like,
Say.
I don't know if they reporting break-ins more than before, but I don't.
The crime here in general, like the whole Piedmont stuff too. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm never coming to Atlanta past 8, so bedtime is 8. I'm not coming down there. I'm good. But I mean,
Yeah,
I
my
feel like,
grandparents, because they know I be out, they be calling me all the time because they
Where
watch
you
the
at?
news every
Are you
morning.
okay?
They be like, be safe, where you at? Make sure
Mhm.
you shouldn't go out this time because something just happened over there. So
yeah,
I know they just be worried, and you do got to be safe out here. You just got to be cautious and aware of what's going around you, and try not to beef or fight over petty things. Somebody
Yeah,
bump
facts.
into you or something petty that could be solved.
nothing.
You shouldn't really try to get into it that
Yeah.
much.
No, I agree. But I also feel like the crime went up when everybody started coming to the city.
Yeah, because everybody started coming here because we was like the first to be back outside,
Yep.
and everybody knew. Everybody from different states started coming here, and then a lot of them never left.
Yeah.
And even a lot of celebrities. A lot of these celebrities wasn't living here before the pandemic. They came here. They probably saw cause we cheaper than a lot of other states.
Places,
Like
definitely.
we cheaper than Miami. We cheaper than Cali. We cheaper than New
Definitely.
York. Like those the 4 main places. Like people want to stay here. Cali, New York, Miami. Those, especially celebrities. So they got here. They was like, oh, we could do this for that much.
Yeah, let me just stay here.
Let me just stay here, and they never left, and
Yeah.
regular civilians end up just coming here to party and stuff,
Yeah.
and they end up never leaving, and
Influencers are like,
that made our traffic worse, and it made crime go up, and I don't know.
yeah. Can't even learn how to act that down here.
I don't know.
Yeah. Shit. But where can we find you at?
Again, you can find me online, DC Rock, THAONE, DC Rock the One. Follow my Trapcessful page, TRAPCESSFUL. Follow the Afternoon Trap. And you could also, even though I'm revamping it right now, you still could buy shirts and stuff on there, Trapcessful.com. It's a dope website, actually. It's a real dope website, Trapcessful.com. You could go on there and look at the clothing that I have so far. The Afternoon Trap YouTube page, you could go on there. And, yeah.
Just all that.
Yeah, just all
All
of that. Yeah.
that. And guys, I don't know if this will come out before, after our event, Shaking the Culture event. I don't have really the name, but it's gonna say Shaking the Culture something. But he'll be hosting our event with me. So
Big Fats, appreciate it.
Yeah, no,
Shaking the culture. I
got
appreciate
to.
it. Appreciate it. It's gonna be lit.
yeah,
She showed me the venue. The venue gonna be lit. Everything gonna be
plans
good
it.
food. Everything gonna be lit. We're gonna try to keep y'all lit for the whole 8 hours.
Okay, look, we're gonna take a break in between, just shots real quick, energy drinks, but no, it's definitely gonna be a vibe. I'm excited for it, because I'm really shy. I actually don't like being in front of people, like more than 5 people actually. So I'm just like, I'm taking a shot every single time I need a mic.
Yeah, that's when I first started hosting events. That's what I basically did.
Really?
I took a shot and I just like I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, I actually booked the host for the event, but he can't give some excuse that he couldn't come, like somebody paying him more or something.
Yeah.
Some crazy excuse. I was like, so I'm walking around, I'm telling people like, bro, what we gonna do? He was like, you do it.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
And that's how it all started.
I took a shot. I just got on the mic and I just was like, appreciate everybody coming out. We about to start in a minute. Y'all vibe out, grab some drinks, this and that, and just. I mean, from that point on, it kind of I just started like doing it. I ain't gonna lie, I just started like doing it. Once I did it that one time, I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, see, I have it bad. Like, I'm just like, start stuttering and stuff like that. So I'm just like, oh, please, not that day. Telling you I'm about to take shots. It's gonna be crazy. I remember I told you because you guys had interviewed me that day I have to have tequila from Mexico, so that day I'll give you some. Remember, because I was like,
Oh yeah,
there's
yeah.
that specific
I
bottle.
definitely want some.
Yeah.
Definitely want some.
Yeah, my cousins just went.
All right,
too.
so we on tequila that day.
Yeah.
No, all right, cool.
Just
Tequila.
let you know. But yeah, guys.
Nah, it's gonna be dope though. Don't
I'm
be
excited.
too nervous. Don't be
Yeah.
too nervous. It's gonna be
Yeah.
dope, and then you're gonna have a lot of people there that already support you. So that's gonna make it easy. That's gonna make it easy. You got people there that support you, so they gonna be cheering for you already.
Yeah, everybody says I'm gonna cry. Hopefully I don't. Everybody's like, Diana, you're gonna cry either after or during your event. And I was like, don't say that, because I have some magazines actually gonna come and they want to cover it up. But I'm like, you guys want to cover it? It's the first event. What?
Yeah, that's dope though.
Yeah,
The
so
more
I'm
media
excited.
and everybody, that's gonna be dope. You gonna
Yes,
after you brush this first one off,
I'll be good. But yeah, so September 5th, DC and me will be hosting the Chicken Culture events. So
big old facts, big old facts, big old facts.
stay tuned,
I'm ready
guys.
for it. I'm ready
Thanks.
for it.
All right, that's a wrap.